voting. It's something still happening despite laws designed to prevent voter suppression. We spoke to a political science expert about the obstacles we've seen in the past and the current challenges to the right to vote as part of our series, Stories for Change. It's been decades since the Voting Rights Act of 1965 that outlawed racial discrimination in voting. But experts say there's still challenges to casting a ballot.
There are, to this day, still states that pass laws or change their voting laws in ways that run afoul of the Voting Rights Act and have to be struck down by the courts.
USD political science professor Casey Dominguez says it happens in several ways.
And sometimes that's done through the drawing of district lines that try to break up a minority population so that it is not able to elect a representative that it might otherwise elect.
It can also be seen in rules that require certain types of ID to vote, or
it happens with changing the days that people are allowed to vote early, or make it restrict the hours that people are allowed to vote in particularly for communities where there are a lot of voters of color.
This election, we've already seen long lines in other states where early voting has started.
They are disproportionately in communities of color where those long lines, you very rarely see that in affluent white communities.
But Dominguez says it's not happening everywhere.
At the same time that we're seeing some places move to make it more difficult, we've actually seen quite a movement over the last decade to make it a lot easier to register and vote.
This year, California automatically sent mail-in ballots to every registered voter. And here in San Diego County, in-person voting at the Registrar of Voters began October 5th. All of the county's 235 polling places will be open for 4 days, starting October 31st.
Hopefully that will cut down on the lines, but we don't really know how many people are going to say, I don't trust the mail, I'm going to go try to vote in person.
Today was the last day to register to vote. You still have a few hours to do that. If you don't make that deadline, you can register and vote the same day up until Election Day.